Well, while Republicans hope to move forward on their legislative agenda, including tax reform, President Trump seems to be focused elsewhere, openly feuding with members of his own party and even a member of his cabinet. Dr. Lee Hanna, a political science professor at Wright State University, is here with me this morning. And Dr. Hanna, just kind of explain to me this feud that's going on with the president and Corker, and even Tillerson is getting in on this.
Yes, so I'll start with Secretary Tillerson. He's the Secretary of State. He's the chief diplomat, and the Trump administration has prioritized defense spending over State Department spending, and Tillerson has really prioritized the North Korea issue. The way the United States has worked with North Korea for years now, since they don't have an embassy, is through what's called the New York Channel. Through the United Nations, they've kind of had an open conversation, open dialogue with North Korean leaders there that go back to Kim Il-jung. So anyways, Tillerson has been doing everything he can to come to a diplomatic solution, and basically came to a point of frustration as President Trump has, tweeted out about Rocket Man, tweeted out that he needs to, quit wasting his time. There's not a diplomatic solution, and so that led to some off-the-record comments that were leaked out about President Trump's fitness and competence, and so that's led to quite a bit of conflict. Yes.
Do you think that this is sort of taking away from some of the legislative action that could be going on? Do you think it's sort of distracting from everything that the president wants to get done, or his agenda?
Yes, that's a great question. So we certainly have a Republican Party that's quite divided, quite frustrated right now in terms of the direction of the party in the future. Are you going to see more candidates like President Trump, come out of these primaries, lead in the Senate and the House, or more candidates like a Bob Corker type or a John McCain type? And so North Korea, one thing about international affairs is you can't control when those events pop up. So that is something that is challenging for the diplomatic agents. But regardless, certainly Trump has not been as focused as other presidents to say, these are my priorities, and I'm not going to go off and tweet about something or get into some type of petty fight with someone that will lead us astray. And he just has not been as focused as maybe previous presidents to keep those legislative priorities number one.
And looking ahead, with all of this that's going on, the feuds and sort of all of the things that are happening within his party, how do you think this could affect the GOP primaries?
Yes, so we saw a preview of that in the Alabama primary just a few weeks ago to replace former Senator Sessions' seat, where you saw an insurgent and Roy Moore win that over actually President Trump's pick, but really Mitch McConnell's pick. So you are seeing some divisiveness. It looks like Steve Bannon, now out of the White House, is trying to supplant Mitch McConnell and kind of the old classic Republican leadership. And so there are a number of Republicans, I think, in the next few months that are going to be going up in 2018. Some may what we call strategically retire. They realize that they are going to have a hard time winning a primary, so they'll just walk away. That could be Bob Corker's motivation. And others are going to have quite a big fight on their hands. And so the party is, in many ways, these divisions started in 2010. But they continue to boil up, and it looks like there's no end in sight in terms of whether they go kind of a purist, conservative route or a more moderate, middle-of-the-road route.
All right, Dr. Lee Hanna, thank you so much for being here this morning. We appreciate it, of course.